the laundry, but I will cook.
You'll cook.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice. Yeah.
She's pretty cool. I get a kick out of her.
Yeah.
She's a lot more older and mature than I am.
Yeah.
But she's younger than me. So,
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
that tells you where that's
I
at.
definitely like her better than him.
Yeah, well, it's kind of that's with men are just so less mature than women.
Yeah, we're idiots.
Growing up, you know.
We're idiots.
You could tell. You get a male who's 21 and a woman's 21, and he's like a little
big
boy,
difference,
and
yeah.
she's like a
Yeah.
woman. She's like way older.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
You know?
yeah. Been there, done that.
We all know that.
She won't let me go out unsupervised. That's what she calls it.
Really?
Yeah. She'll tell Naeem, he goes, hey, watch
Yeah,
him.
pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
he takes his pills, has his glasses,
Oh,
doesn't
good.
forget his phone. I'm like,
yeah.
damn it. I should get paid for this. I wonder if I
that's,
can.
that's a
Yeah,
babysitting job. I
pretty
mean,
much. I wonder if the state can pay me for, like.
Hey, let me ask
$25
you.
an hour at least, right?
Let me ask you this, because you have been around in the fight world for a
Yeah.
while, right? When you were doing that, I mean,
Yeah.
especially, I guess, what was that late '80s, all
Yeah.
90s, and
Yeah.
some of the 2000s,
Yeah,
and you've seen fighters come and go.
yeah.
What is it that makes a good fighter? I mean, looking at Bibi, I mean, I think with
Yeah.
him, it's his background.
Yeah, I think it's kind of people who come from a rougher background is good, but I think you got to be smart as well, because if you've got a fight IQ, there's some people they train and they don't. You train people, they don't have the IQ, and some people pick it up easily. They've got that IQ for fighting.
Right.
You find somebody, because fighting's all about styles, right? Certain styles give you a problem, and certain styles are easier to you. But some guys that can figure that out straight away, and other guys will fight somebody and it's an awkward style for them, and they have a hard time figuring it out.
They can adapt.
They can't adapt, yeah.
So
it's-
what is that IQ? What does that consist of?
I just think it's like studying a lot, I think it's reading and watching fights a lot, and keeping an open mind and watching a lot of stuff. Because somebody could do a different style of martial arts, and they do something, and you go, "That's really cool," and you can incorporate it, and not go up to that person and go, "Oh, do that? How do you do that?" And want to learn, if you want to learn and you want to be that eternal student, I think you get a bigger IQ,
I like that, an eternal student.
Yeah, 'cause you're always learning, right? You're always a
You
student.
should be, anyways.
And then that's the thing about when I started coaching and stuff. I didn't like to coach. I didn't want to coach. I just wanted to train me. I'm like, no, I want to learn. I don't want to coach. I still want to learn.
I'm a
stuff.
student.
Yeah, right.
You're speaking so much truth there, because
Really?
Even with our students, especially with this kid,
Yeah.
I make him. We're at a point in his training where we don't do a lot of physical anymore.
Yeah.
We do all of the talking and the mental aspects and how the mechanics and how the brain works. I mean, why do people do what they do when you do a certain thing? Because their brain forces them to do that.
Yeah.
It's not that the body mechanics, that's part of it, but that's not really
Yeah.
the big part. It's what their brain
Tells them to do it.
to do, right? Because when you see a right cross coming, your brain says, do this, or
Yeah.
you're going to get hit.
Yeah.
So was that you instinctively, was that body mechanics, or is that brain says, something is about to hit you, dumbass, do
Yeah,
that.
do that, yeah.
And that's where we're at now in this training. We talk about, okay, what does your brain see?
Yeah, sympathetic
Yeah.
nerve response.
Yeah.
And once you start to understand how your brain works, then you'll understand how the other guy works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So when you do this, now you can do this,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, this is where our fight goes, because that's where it's always been.
Yeah.
But nobody has ever made light of it.
Yeah.
Everybody's always talked about the physical part, do this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
But they don't realize that. But each one of those things creates a reaction from the brain that tells them to do
To do
X,
what
Y,
they
Z.
think, yeah.
So that's where we're at in our.
Well, I think a great example is your fight with Mark.
Oh, Marquella?
Yeah. You wore the Union Jack pants.
Yeah, you're all kind of patriotic. Yeah.
Because you had this way of drawing him in. At first, you were just backing up, but as soon as you got him comfortable with that idea, you would back up, plant, and as soon as he swung and missed, you'd come back with a straight. And I think you actually knocked him down twice with that same straight.
Same move, yeah.
Yeah, because his brain caught on to, oh, he's evading, I need to chase him. Oh, wait, he's coming right back.
Yeah.
So you created that pattern, and now his body's reacting to something that he believes he understands, and then all of a sudden
And he
gets
sees
smacked.
it as truth. His brain
Completes
saw it
it,
as
yeah.
truth.
But he's kind of, well, that's the kind of thing. He's kind of people. You got to stay patient
Oh, yeah.
in a fight. He wasn't patient. He
No.
tried to, every time I hit him, he wanted to come back at me. So it was kind of easy to draw him in, because the discipline wasn't there. You know, 'cause
Here,
you've
I'm
gotta
trying
be-
to. I'm not trying to talk you up, and you're like, no, it was the other guy.
He was just an idiot.
He was messing up. He didn't know what he was doing.
It was kind of. It was because people's patterns is kind of because in a fight, you know, there's no emotion.
No.
You're not fighting, you know, and it's kind of like if. I think at the time when you get good at martial art, when you realise that it's nothing to do with the opponent, it's all to do with you.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
They're just a benchmark. It's kind of just, it's all to do with you. So that guy there is nothing to do with that. So I think once you do that, you realise that.
We always say that your opponent doesn't exist.
He's the least important person.
He's
in
the
the
least important person in the room. You know.
It's you. You know your preparation. You'll think how you handle it.
Right.
He's the benchmark for you, and
Yeah.
you can see where you are, but it doesn't important. It's kind of like, you know, people look at opponents. He's big, he's muscular,
Yeah.
he's tall, he's short. He looks tough, he looks this and that. It's nothing to do with
Yeah,
it.
and if you're too focused on that,
Yeah.
you forget what you need to do.
It's just nothing to do with it, you know.
No, it's refreshing to hear somebody else say that besides you.
I just understand it that way. That's
Yeah,
all. Like I said, I you know, we look at the science of it all.
Yeah.
Because once you start to realize what the science is, then it's easier to break down whatever is in front of you.
Yeah.
And that's the easiest fight. I mean, I've always thought that, if I can get into your head and understand what makes you do what you do,
Yeah.
then I already know what you're going to do, and I don't have to worry
Yeah.
so much.
Kind of thing. Yeah, you can kind of psych people out as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you
you
get a
can
sense of
play those mind games with people. You know.
Yeah, you know, we have a thing called Naeem Shorts.
Yeah.
It's not him in shorts, but it's a conversation.
He wishes.
He does this thing once a week on our channel, and he talks about all these different aspects about fighting, and not martial arts in particular, but just fighting and understanding what is it, what does the body do, what does the mechanics say, blah blah blah. And his last topic, and I'm curious to see what you think of it, because I thought it was one of the best topics we had, was about flow.
Yeah.
You know, and you know how everybody says, "Oh, you got to be able to flow, you got to do this and that." And so, what was your conclusion on that?
It's not a real thing.
Both.
Well, you can do things in a fluid fashion, and you can move fluidly and from one thing to the next, and so on and so forth. But the idea of flow, say like a river, it continues. It doesn't stop. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. But if you redirect the river, well, then that river just goes in that direction.
Yeah.
If you put a dam somewhere, then that river no longer has the same flow that it did.
Yeah.
So what is really flow in a sense of a fight? It's not really there as much as it is adaptation.
Yeah.
Because the moment you make impact, that punch stopped.
Yeah.
Whether you pull back quickly or not, it's irrelevant, because that motion got stopped by you making contact, which means now you have to do another contact or another move. So you're almost restarting every single time. And that's kind of what a technique is.
Yeah.
So then the idea is more of a free-form technique versus an idea of flow. You can do it fluidly or you can be choppy, but as long as you understand it, you can move from one thing to the next to the next. So it's more adaptation.
I think I see where you're going. I see
Yeah.
where you're going. I know that it's how I look at it in a fight. You can't have a plan.
Right.
You've got to have a purpose.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like, you know, if your purpose is to walk to the door, that, you know, somebody could put up all different blocks for you getting to the door. You'll still get to the door because you'll go over, you'll go around. But if your plan is to walk this way, that way, and then you get blocked off, then your plan's scuttled, then you won't get to the door.
Yeah,
I think it's the same with fighting. If you've got the purpose to do something, then it's kind of, you'll have the flow because you'll have that purpose to do something.
Yeah.
You know, so if someone stops the punch, you know that you're going to come with another punch here, and then you stop that, you're going to come with another one.
Right.
Then a kick, then another punch. So you always have that purpose to still just land. So that combination is still, it's still a kind of flow.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, it's just the way you do it definitely can be flow.
Because
But
it's kind of the, you know, even if they stop you, you're still going to...
Exactly. You're gonna move to the next.
Still going to flow, yeah.
And again, that's why we were saying that it's adaptation, and then the transitions from one thing to the next, and that's really where your flow is.
Right.
It's how you decide to go around whatever's in front of you, go to your next thing, but it's nothing that you can really plan anymore.
No.
And once you have a person in front of you, all your plans are gone.
That's it,
because you don't know what he's going to do.
right, but most training is based on a plan.
Yeah.
It's this combination, this combination,
Well, it's
this
kind of like,
combination.
you know, like someone says to you, okay, you're going to go out to fight. He's susceptible to the right hand. you knock him out. You throw 1-2, you'll land that right hand and you'll knock him out. But the guy's like been in camp, and his coach says to him,
Hey,
"You're
you're
not blocking the
susceptible
right
to
hand. You got to block it." So you go into the fight with him, and your plan was to throw this. You throw
Right.
1-2. He's blocking the right hand and countering you. You're like, okay.
And I think that's
I've got to
what-
change it now.
And
I've
I
got to
think that's
have
why a lot of fighters lose their minds in that ring, because they the stuff the
Coach
coach
said
said
would
isn't
work.
working.
Yeah, working, yeah,
you know, and they
yeah,
freak
yeah,
out,
yeah.
and then they're lost.
Yeah, that's-
and they have to really try to fight their way back in, and sometimes they just can't.
Well, that's why the coach and the fighter's got to be in sync. So if you don't have that faith in your coach, you know, if you go back, that plan's not working, and
Right.
he says, okay, do this now, and you go, well, that wasn't working, will this work, you know? So you kind of have that thing, but if you've got faith in your coach, and he goes, do this now, you'll try to do that. And even if that gets stuck, you come back and your coach goes, okay, that's not working, let's do this.
Right.
And then you have that faith and you go, and then you do could be the fourth thing you try, that starts to work, and you go, okay, I got
Now
it now,
we
now,
got
now,
something,
now, we
yeah.
got it, yeah, you know? So it's kind of having that relationship between a coach and a fighter is just really important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the third eye.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and that really is one of the key markers for
Yeah.
a good fighter, is the people in his
Behind
corner.
him.
It is, yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, because they're the ones who are really, you know, you're just there doing the job that these guys
Yeah.
are telling you to do, and if you don't,
Yeah, it's a team effort, you know,
Yeah.
it's team effort, yeah.
and I've never understood why people think, you know, oh, you're in there, you're the boxer, no, it's
Yeah.
no, there's a lot more
A
to
lot
it.
more to it, yeah.
Yeah, you could never, you know, Roy Jones, I mean, Sugar Leonard, all of them will tell you, my coaching,
Coach,
my
yeah,
coaching,
yeah.
my crew,
My corner,
you know,
yeah.
all the good fighters will always talk about their crew.
corner, yeah.
It'll get you ready, you know. So, you know, you get ready in the fight. You know, I've been in fights and coaches says to me, "Throw this technique," and you're just like, "I can't see it. I can't," you know.
Right.
And he just throw it. Okay, you got faith in him. You'll throw it. You throw it, and you're like, "Wow, it works perfectly."
Yeah, he was right, God damn it. Yet again.
Why didn't I see it?
But that builds a relationship.
Yeah.
So like, okay, now anything he says to me, I'm going to do it.
There's that
because
trust,
I know that
He knows
trust
what
is-
he's talking
he knows
about.
that
Yeah, he
trust
sees
is
it.
Yeah.
You know, and the other part of that too is that it is hard to see what's going on while you're in the fight.
Teach you, yeah.
You know, you know, you always have to appreciate the fact that this guy sees more.
Yeah.
You got to understand, like,
Yeah.
that's why I'm out here. I'm seeing what's
Yeah,
going
right,
on.
yeah.
Your shit isn't working.
Yeah,
Do this,
yeah.
dumbass.
Experience,
You know,
yeah.
but you do get those hardcore fighters who won't listen to
Well,
their
listen,
coach.
Let's go.
And then they
Let's
wonder
go.
why. Oh, you suck as a coach.
Yeah,
No.
Like,
That's
you
that's
won't
that
listen.
IQ.
Yeah.
You won't listen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like. Well, that's when people they think they know it all.
Yeah.
They start being a student, then that's when you run into trouble.
Then you should get out.
Yeah. You're like, well, I've been training with him a long time. I know now. It's kind of the. You don't. You know what I mean? You still got to be that student and listen to what they say and still pick up the knowledge. You know.
Yeah.
And
Do you ever think as they get better or as they grow in the rankings that they start to get their own mind and forget to listen? That happens.
Yeah. One of the best things my coaches tell me,
Mm-hmm.
my amateur boxing coach, is a really good coach. He goes, never read your own press clippings. Whatever they write and say about you, could be good or could be bad. Don't read it. Don't listen to it because it's kind of it's bad for your psyche.
Don't listen to your own hype.
Yeah, because people saying to you, "Oh, you're great, you know," and you think
Then you
you're
start
great.
to believe
You
it.
start to believe it,
Yeah.
and you go away from what you used to do. You don't train as hard. You kind of you fall into that. Just think you're still. Like you got to stay humble. And remember, I used to train for fights, especially big fights. I never used to drive my car. I used to catch public transportation.
Really?
To go to the gym. Yeah, you go back to the beginning when you started out as a kid. So you stay
okay.
hungry. You know, you drive a car, you park your car, you get out now. You got a certain kind of like softness there. You know, you go, you're catching the
Wow.
bus with the people.
I like
You
it.
sit on the bus. You
Yeah.
go to the gym. You work out. After you're in the cold, you got to wait for the bus. You go
Damn,
home.
yeah.
And
That's
You
that's
stay
actually
hung-
very good.
Yeah,
I
you
like
set
that.
yourself up psychologically.
Yeah,
You
you stay
dig
hung-
deep.
You
Yeah.
stay hungry. You
Oh
know,
man, that's
you know.
wow.
It's a simple
Oh,
thing
so
of driving
can you
the
coach
car.
my kid now? I will tell you, he's a
I'm
pain
gonna
in
get
the
the
ass.
bus line. I am. I'm a stubborn ass.
Now, but if you get any kid that's in the competition, tell
Yeah.
them to do that. Don't drive, catch a bus. It just makes such a big difference.
Huh.
It just really does. Psychologically, you're just tougher. You know.
Yeah.
See, you also then look at the science behind it, like
Yeah.
the psychology.
Yeah.
You're looking a little deeper than just the face value of oh, come on, we're going to train and blah blah. And,
Yeah, just come
But you're
make it,
looking a
yeah.
little deeper, and you say, no,
Yeah.
wait, there's certain things that will change your mindset.
Oh yeah.
And whether, like you said, whether you stay in a struggling, feeling all the time that you always got to look up and
Yeah.
not be, oh, I got it, or I don't need to do that. Oh,
Yeah.
I can miss today because
Yeah.
I'm really good. There's a story that I tell our students every once in a while, just to set their mind straight. We had one of our friends he left a school that he was at. He said, "I go, why'd you leave the school?" He goes, "Well, the master would tell this one guy, a black belt, one of the top guys, oh, you're the best in the world. You're not this and that." And the guy gets into a street fight and gets killed.
Well,
Because he believed that, he's going to fight anybody, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But gets in a street fight, gets himself killed.
Yeah.
And the guy said, that was the instructor's fault.
Yeah.
For filling his head that, he can do no wrong, you're always,
Yeah.
And that's the scary part.
Interesting,
That's the other extreme of that,
Oh, yeah.
where the instructor isn't right in his own head
Exactly,
to be telling you, like you said, you got to believe your coach.
Yeah.
But
can't be
what is
bad.
your coach telling you?
It depends on your
That's
coach. It
scary.
depends on your coach's mindset,
Yeah.
where he's at, what he's looking at. Is it becomes some, people will reach from a coach and they, they get a high degree of belts and all of a sudden, I'm a god, and it's kind of like, it's not,
We don't have a belt system for that reason.
Instead of staying humble and staying in the thing, Well, belt system is bad, right? That was the Western thing. Because
Really?
in Japan, it was karate, it was white belt, black belt.
Yeah.
In between, but Americans go, no, I want to know exactly where I am every month. Where Japanese culture is like,
You either make it or you don't.
Same as in China, same thing. It's kind of you either
Yeah.
make it or you don't. So they never had that thing. So it's a Western thing.
Yeah, and it drives ego even worse.
Yeah, it
That
does,
means,
yeah.
I'm better than you because mine's is black and yours is only
it's kind
white.
of thing, yeah.
And it's like,
Because when I started in karate, I didn't, my mind, I didn't take belts. I didn't take them. So I used to go and fight in these tournaments, and I'm fighting black belts in the final and beating them with a white belt. And they come up to me and they go, "You've got to take a belt." I'm like, "Why? Is it going to make me better if I put a different color belt on?" I'm still the same guy, right?
Yeah.
But we don't know how good you are.
we need to gauge you.
And they were,
Oh, he's a white belt. We can kick his ass.
they
Why
were-
are you fighting a white belt if you're a black belt then?
they were saying that if you're a white belt and I'm beating this black belt, it's embarrassing for this.
Oh.
It's embarrassing for
It's
them.
more their egos.
It's embarrassing for them, not for you. Can't do that. 'Cause
Yeah, you look awesome.
You're making us all look bad.
Well, I'm sorry. Wouldn't it be also embarrassing if you're a black belt and you beat a white belt?
Yeah.
So it's the
kind
same
of thing.
difference.
So it's kind of the first belt I got was a brown belt.
Oh, okay.
I didn't take the other belts, And I didn't even take my black belt. I was fighting at the tournament and they come and gave it to me.
Right, here, put this on.
Yeah,
Why?
now you know you're a black belt. But it was kind of the thing. I wasn't believing that belt stuff. It's kind of like,
Right.
okay, just you train and you train and you train hard and you become better than the other guys.
you win or you lose, yeah.
You don't, you
See,
learn from your experiences.
You and I have the same
I like
attitude
this
about
guy.
it.
Yeah.
I see
I've
why
never-
BB
but
talks highly of you.
you get these opportunities to get your black belt. I'm like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
I just drop out of the school.
Well, why?
Why I got to do that? No, never mind. I'm out.
Put that on, I'm better, right? It's kind of it's kind of funny. It's the at the tournament there was remember Joe Louis, the martial artist. He done a seminar, and I went to a seminar, and it was run by these Shadowcan clubs in Liverpool, England, and they were all there with the black belts on and everything and stuff. And I didn't even I just went to listen to the seminar, so I was in street clothes. And stuff.
Didn't even bring his gi.
And it was there listening to him when he was talking. And he was telling these guys, there were some of these girls there that, you could tell these top black belts were dating these girls. Yeah. And these girls were all dressed up and they got their nails done and that. And Joe Louis turns to these girls and goes, "You martial artists?" They go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, with those nails, you can't even make a fist. Why have you got your nails like that?"
Yeah.
And they all got upset at him because he was stuck, things.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
And then in the question time after, I remember people were asking questions and stuff, and they were so traditional in their way. Joe Louis, they couldn't vibe with him, mentality. So then my brother and I started asking him questions. So we turned the whole thing to just
a conversation between you three.
Because he got you guys. That's funny. But see, and that's exactly the thing, right?
Yeah.
I remember back in the time when I was first learning martial arts. I took Kempo karate over at Lenny Beliso's place.
Yeah.
Over on Army Street when it was Army.
Yeah.
Now it's Cesar Chavez.
Yeah.
But back then, they only had, I think it was like 5 or 6 belts.
Yeah.
And I like that because it's only, you really was just a gauge to see where you were at the time. But as time wore on, when I left there and I started going to other places, they had like 12, 15, 20, 30, 40 belts, the pips and
the stripes and stuff.
Oh my God, I'm like, why? And now you're just gouging for money, it seems,
Yeah, it's kind of
and it was just a pile. I was like, this is stupid. It really made the belt feel like nothing.
There's nothing there, no. It's money,
and,
right?
And it proved that the belts didn't mean squat.
It's just money,
because really?
It's money. It's kind of
Yeah, kind of glad I don't have any traditional training under me.
That's good.
Yeah.
Listen, gentlemen, I think I'm going to have to shoot
Oh.
off. I'm having fun.
We're
No,
actually at-
that's
are we at the hour?
actually. Oh, we're past the hour by a bit.
Oh, we are.
A little bit.
I was just like, kind of like
These
well,
guys are
I've got a student till 11:45.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So
Well,
good.
dang.
Kind of, yeah.
Hey, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
by.
Yeah,
This
no,
was
it's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
if you guys want to talk again, I'd love to come down and talk to you guys.
Oh,
hell
yeah,
yeah.
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 definitely.
Oh, we have a picnic coming up on the 24th.
Okay, cool.
That you're invited to.
Yeah, BB will be there. So
Yeah.
you can beat him up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to beat him up.
He needs some humbling.
Yeah.
He needs some humble pie.
Nah, but you guys are great. You're great martial artists, man.
Oh, thank
I love
you.
the way you guys
I
think,
don't know
man.
if we're great. We're okay.
Yeah, you are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you'll always stay humble because that's who you are. But you
No,
are
we,
great,
we,
yeah.
we don't believe the hype, even
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're saying right now.
We just know stuff.
We have to stay humble.
You'll stay humble and won't
Yeah,
grumble.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
you kind of.
Well, hey folks, this has been Collie Conversation. We hate to cut this short, but this
Yeah.
is
This is
Collie
too much fun.
Conversation with me, Rick,
And me, Naeem.
and our good friend,
Very
newfound
special
friend, Edge Brown.
Edge
You gotta
Brown.
check him out, and we're gonna post up where he's at,
Yeah.
and the location, and how to contact him.
And
so
a link to some
really,
of his
check
videos.
him out. He's
Dude, he's
wonderful gentleman.
Yeah, wonderful.
Plus, you like how I use
He has that
English-
accent. Yeah, he has that accent. Yeah,
Gentleman, the
so-
word gentleman. He's a proper gentleman.
yeah. Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, Ed.
All right.
Yeah!
That's right.